Hello everybody, Glowstone-Raspy Voice here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm gonna be making like hour-long videos, and it's literally all just, my raspy voice. So, yeah, we're just gonna continue. I don't really know where we were, but I do have water, so, we're on the true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Well, I thought he didn't see anything. Furthermore, a visual search of premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are certainly compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. Oops. Objection! If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. This prosecution has photographic evidence of that. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the accident. As plainly can be seen, there is no one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Arg, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to record. The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the reporter to the Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leaves no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Achi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. Yeah. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood? Oh, rules can be so unbending at times. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Okay. That much myself I did see. That's not true, why, right? Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that they were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman dining all by himself. For no other than the black uniformed cadet or dispatched Englishman. Over and out. think it's this, right?
Yes!
Did I do it? Statement is clearly odd. What appears to be odd is the way you're presenting yourself. Oh, pay no attention, Your Excellency. As you wish. Now kindly lower your hand. Never, not until I prove that I'm innocent here. Dang, that was bad. Is it this? Don't know what this means. I can't read that. It's kitchen entrance. Please work. Yes. Yes? Well, what about that last statement made by the witness? Oh, man. Seems perfectly reasonable to me. Exactly, perfectly reasonable in every way. Perhaps you should take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn to be more reasonably... Alright, I just need to calm down and think everything through again from the start. I feel like it could be that. Dang it, I don't know. What happens if you lose this? What? What's the matter? Can't find it. Yeah, I can't. Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time. Take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the... Oh! Saying something you're suspicious about present. Okay. Oh, well, I should have said so. No sense in holding back. I think even slightly ajar with you. Press the witness on it and press them hard. Alright, got it. Professor wasn't alone in the restaurant. I'm sure of it. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Can you just...
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there had been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Fortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. Wonder if there's a reason why the victim was eating at the time of day, and why he was there. Why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim has an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. At a clinic? Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19 November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of this incident. So the victim went for late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered in the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Yeah.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous, not to mention that the victim's movements prior to this arrival at the restaurant are no concern. Whether or not they are concerned is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. The victim's medical report card has been entered into the court record. Okay. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You inspire or prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Perhaps you'd forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused Korika-san. Okay. Ooh. Who's Korika-san? Dang it!
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. Yes, I know. There's a woman. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Fortunately for you, defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry. The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly said the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely, in other words. You are the sole proponent from this phantom lady. But I... Such a woman were indeed present at the scene. The prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman would be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. Can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear magna. Oh yeah, I saw. Press A and you can take a closer look. I can't read that though. Here we can rotate it. And then we can magnifying with L. But I can't read that, it's all in Japanese. I could do Google Translate. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. The crosshairs start to pulsate. Press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there's something new to be learned by examining more detail. I want to see what it reads. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I got it. Okay, can you just let me do it? Okay, I want to see what it says. So let's just go to Google Translato. Camera. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but... Okay, so the top says medical examination slip. Bring your own ticket for the medical examinations. What does down here say? Name John Wilson. Heart clinic. Must bring this ticket or receive a medical examination. Interesting. Okay. So that's what that reads. Yeah. Name Mr. John Wilson, Heart Clinic. It says Heart Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I'd have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have only... Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole... Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Yeah, that's actually what I barely got in. I don't think I've only gotten one cold in my life. I've gotten more than that, but maybe like 4. I've barely gotten any colds. Maybe even less. Unless I was like a baby or something. So yeah, okay. It says right here. We gotta like, oh, dentist, heart clinic. Okay. Looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. Probably a record for a long-term treatment. That's why, with a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like a doctor, son? Why would you? They make you drink horrible-tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. That's good points, but you sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, or no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medicine indeed. What's this? Oh! Do I have to, like, read all these? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the date the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with typical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used the laughing gas, the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I heard of this anesthesia, although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Oh, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthesia has passed. Really? Sounds like an information worth bearing in mind. Medical report card's information has been updated in the court record. Okay. With this new information, meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again. Don't you? Definitely. Okay. We just figured that out. And here, look what he was drinking. Although how... Wait a minute. The victim. No, dang, I didn't mean to say that, but... Okay, we've already heard of this. I'm confused.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone? That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on the point. Isn't that interesting? Let's not forget. Since we have to support their statements as well. It can clearly be seen there was only a single beef steak on the victim's table. A meal for one. Which you can't even eat anything. The antique dealer, the servant, and the waiter who testified before, it's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth? Oh, we already said this, okay. This is hard.
Yes!
What? Clearly remember. Yes, I know. Oh my god. I don't know. Am I just dumb, or is like nothing that they said have anything to do with... Okay, what's the dining one where he just says the word dining? Dining, okay. Maybe if I do that... Okay, I already know. Seriously, I can't just like skip through this after like... The meaning of one particular statement changes completely. What though? This?
Yes.
I'm presenting it. Well, I think, about what you witting, first and foremost here. Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clear in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel you have to choose your words carefully, just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Kurikuda-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateur's drive. But let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's, alright, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. Shouldn't have need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. Medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides the pale-faced people who could possibly have perpetrated the what? The crime. This medical report had nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? The outburst half frightened boy. Of course I believe. How could possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic? A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Portakuda-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Ugh. Because the victim, as we now know, just had one of his teeth extracted and was experiencing the effects of anesthesia. Anesthetic. Not anesthesia, anesthetic. Ah! Expertly done, partner. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. Yeah, I see. You clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. The plate of food is not his, it's the girl that was sitting next to him, and he didn't eat anything. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Use your head. This is the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant's case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? The woman that was sitting right next to him. Are you guys dumb? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, yeah, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the study, you're turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, first thing at the steak at the victim's table must have been... This person, right? This is the woman, right? Jeez, if I mess this up. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. Yeah, right? You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. No, yeah, there was. Because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was someone else eating it. Yes! Whoa! Oh my god, that was actually really fun. Yeah, oh my god. Ugh. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrieval. Relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have an issue with them. These two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if now it turns out that the two of you were deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! Hold it. Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right. As the man says. You just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. What? What? Oh? What? Wait. What? You say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they have told. What? That means there's someone else. That means there was someone else that told them to say that. Was it the vampire man who was choking on blood? What did you say, Kurokura-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Now, hold on, lad. I was, say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave all false statements? Is that true, you pair? This is getting good. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order. Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You try to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Achi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It's only been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witness keep their mouth shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield the power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, not only a piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to Shinto God, I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to my head. This is the only guy I could think of.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier? Dang it. Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make the witness give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that the even head waiter could not possibly have the level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. Oh, no. If that is the man true were a waiter? What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by the evidence. What? Ah, that's the symbol of Yumi University. Every student wears this pin. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like the spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although it does cause problems, lots of students end up cutting their fingers on the badges. This was the idea of one of the founders. A sharp pin for a sharp mind or something. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely. It's supposed to show the Related position of everything in the moment following the incident, but there's nothing to show the woman you say you saw there. Exactly, and that's not all. Look here in the upper left, where it says kitchen. Oh yes, what of it? No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially not if they were in a hurry. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself, don't you? Study harder, Ryunosuke. This... Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, Counsel. I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused. Sorry? A back guard who would stoop to presenting the irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That's the true nature of this rookie. What? Try again. Go over the evidence we have one more time. There's something in there that proves who this waiter really is. I'm sure of it. Alright then. I'll try. Ryunosuke. I don't know! I don't know. I have 2 more chances.
Yes.
Hopefully it's this. I don't know. This is hard. Oh, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'll just do this.
Yes.
Ah, this is hard. That is hard. You announced this court's final verdict. I find Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, Officer, restrain the accused and send the telegraphic communication to Great Britain without delay. Accused will not granted the right to appeal. This is all. Count adjourned. Man. Okay, how many options do we have left? We have these three, right? I guess let's just do them all. Okay, that one's not it. I know, right? I had literally no faith that that was gonna be it. Let's try that one. Yep. It's nothing. Literally, it's nothing.
Yes.
See? I did everything. What is it supposed to be? I've done everything. All 5 of them. I've done everything. That's it, I'm looking it up. I've literally done every single one. And none of them say it's the correct one. They're all like, I don't know what this information's supposed to prove. Stupid. I am the dumb. I'm so dumb. Chief Inspector Satoru Hanasaga Premier to Pittsburgh. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hanasaga? Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh, Chief Inspector Satoru Hanasaga, primarily Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. Let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here, the waiter's business card information has been updated in the court. Okay. Okay. Good, I think. So now is that it?
Yes.
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I read it shows a great deal of attention to detail. I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, but it's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's the interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. What would someone please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Honosaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of the business card. The front, that of the business card, reveals the man in question profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession. But that's surely good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primarily Customary Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I've heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians. Dang, I skipped that. Civilians are concerned. So the witness there in stand. Was it in the fact that the waiter who gave the seat orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Hold it. Inspector Honosaga. He's pulling out his beard. I was worried something like this might happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, Well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all the investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle, but I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you meant to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course, your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point from the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? You think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea? The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything in the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Meiji University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you've chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed that woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university's professor table was a certain Miss Giselle Brit. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Meiji University's medical faculty. What? What is happening here? I I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of the ladies present at the scene. And ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in these testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presents to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a discretion of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir? You will locate this Giselle Brulette and escort her. Oh, God. And escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means we'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. Good, then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. I guess that's going to do it for this video. This is actually really fun. Thank you so much for watching. We've uncovered more secrets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. I don't even know what I was saying. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.